All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. My Spotify is playing on the studio and not into my computer. There we go. Yay. All right. What's up, everybody? Listen, if you are looking to stay current on the top cyber threat intelligence of the day while communicating and engaging with cybersecurity professionals in an inclusive, supportive, empowering community, welcome. You're in the right place. This is Simply Cyber's daily cyber threat brief, where over the next hour, every single morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, we get together live. I go through the top cyber news stories alongside so many of you industry professionals. And the whole goal here is to level you up as a practitioner so you can go into work today and absolutely dominate. You can, enrich yourself as a professional long-term so you can be the CEO of you and basically take control of your destiny, take control of your career, and never be in a bad spot to be able to deliver value to business stakeholders or basically to get another job, right? Like that's what we're talking about here. So it's all about relationships. It's all about leveling up, and it's all about the current situation of the industry and the news. What's up, everybody? Good morning. I want to say hi to Dennis Keefe, Marcus Kyler, Haircut Fish, Upstate folks, Code Brew. We got Devin Grady, Midlands, like Rick Kelly. We're off and running, guys. Dude, I don't research or prep for any of these stories that we're about to go through. That's how it is. That's how it's going to be every single day. Shout out to not only IT and Kishin InfoSec. Just good to see everybody today. Justin Gold in the mod chat room. Guys, this is episode 972, 73 of Simply Cyber. Let's do the little bumper, and then we're going to go. All right. Hey, so if you are new here, check it out. Every single day of the week has a special segment. And Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday, where I share a little bit about myself, see what's cracking, see if we can vibe on something. As always, good times. Look forward to your comments. Definitely say what's up in chat. Good morning, Nerman. Always nice to see you. Guys, if you are here for the first time, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. We love welcoming our first timers. We also have special sound effects, special emotes, special graphics packages. It is fun to welcome first timers into the chat. All right, guys. Before we get into it, I do want to say shout out and love to the stream sponsors who enable me to bring this show to you every single day. Starting with Anti-Siphon Training. Anti-Siphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by offering high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone. Virtual training is still available for Deadwood's Wild West Hackin' Fest. Wild West Hackin' Fest is offering training. You can do endpoint investigations with Alyssa Torres, AI for Cyber Pros with Joff and Derek. Dude, there's a whole list here of potential trainings. You can attend this. It's October 7th through 10th at Wild West Hackin' Fest. Virtual attendees only. They are sold out for in-person training. Jeez, is that what it looks like when you sell out a conference training? Wow. All right. So definitely go to antisiphotraining.com. I'll drop a link directly to the registration for the virtual training. Go ahead and take a sniff of that. That is a scary looking URL, but don't sweat that. We're good to go. Also want to say shout out to Barricade Cyber Solution. Go to fortify365.com. Fortify365.com today. Listen, if you're running Microsoft 365 and you aren't properly configuring it, securing it to the best of its ability, then what are you doing? It's like driving around without seatbelt on. Why would you do that, right? You never would do that. You would never not take advantage of the controls you're already paying for. You got locks on your doors? Yeah, you use them, don't you? Don't introduce unnecessary risk to your business, to your cybersecurity program by not properly configuring your M365 instance. And how do you do it? Go to fortify365.com today. That's step one. Step two, get in contact with Eric Taylor and the team. Step three, win. That's as easy as it is. All right, check it out. Thank you, Eric Taylor and Barricade Cyber, for your continued support. We also want to say shout out to Threat Locker. Quick ad read from them, and then we're going to do this. And just really quickly, every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, divide by 2. At the end of the year, that's how many CPEs you got. You do it every day. You can get 120 CPEs. All right, let's hear from Threat Locker, and then I got a cool little thing to share with you. All right, here, let's do this. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right. Thank you all so very much. So you got your CPEs, episode 973. You've got first timers are going to say what's up in chat. I just want to share a little cool thing with you that came out of nowhere yesterday. Many of you know that I love NIST. NIST actually reached out to me. And again, I hate the term influencer. I know you guys know that I don't like it, so you push my buttons. But NIST reached out to me yesterday, and they're like, hey, we're doing this panel on October 21st for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And we want you to be on this panel. So I will be on a live stream panel with NIST on October 21st, alongside a couple other people that you know from the cybersecurity industry. So for this one exclusion, I will be accepting the title influencer for this one instance alone. And it's because I heart NIST, okay? So come check that out. That'll be fun. I don't even really know what we're talking about. Literally, I just, they're like, hey, this is NIST. You want to do something? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. All right, dudes. Do me a favor. It's time to party. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. I will see you guys at the mid-roll. Let's cook.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane. AI-generated code used in phishing campaign blocked by Microsoft. Microsoft blocked a U.S.-targeted phishing campaign that used AI-generated code hidden in an SVG file disguised as a PDF. Microsoft identified AI traits in the code, including verbose business-like comments, over-engineered functions, and formulaic obfuscation. Defender for Office 365 detected the attack through anomalies in email structure, file format, and network behavior. Microsoft is advising using safe links, zero-hour auto-purge, phishing-resistant authentication, and cloud-delivered antivirus protection to mitigate similar threats.
Yeah. All right. So, this shouldn't come as any surprise. AI is being used as in phishing emails. Essentially, the AI was used to develop what looks like the initial payload, which was made to look like a PDF, but it's actually a SVG file. SVG is a graphics file, but it has kind of, I don't know if it's XML or what, but the SVG files are like, I don't want to say they're compressed, but they can hold additional metadata and data, which is where the threat actors are sticking the malicious elements into it. This is a pretty common thing. Messages self-addressed with targets hidden in the BCC field. I see this quite a bit. This is definitely, I mean, obviously they said the best practices here is like educate your end users, make sure your email security gateways are tightened up. Yeah. all those are definitely common best practices. I have noticed the BCC field, especially in Google. I know this is a Microsoft 365 story, but like in Google, it'll show you in the to field, and then it'll say BCCU. So anytime you are BCC'd, unless, listen, there are a few examples of when you should be doing BCC, okay? But getting a note about looking at a PDF that's actually a graphics picture is definitely not one of those. So that's definitely an indicator that it's malicious intent. I'm a big fan that they said Microsoft Defender is the one that blocked this. So it did get through the email security gateway onto the endpoint. The endpoint's endpoint detection and response EDR or anti-malware is the one that caught this. Microsoft Security Copilot assessed that the code was almost certainly generated with the help of an LLM. Good. So this right here is post or security analysis. Again, they throw all these terms in here, and this is why, like, honestly, like one of the things that I enjoy a lot about this program and about being able to do this show for you guys is that there's a lot of things that when I was coming up, and maybe others feel this way too. When I was coming up, there's so many terms, there's so many acronyms, there's so much technology, there's so many keywords that it all gets kind of jumbled together. And having someone kind of clear the air and, you know, put things in buckets and like this goes here, to me is very valuable, which is why I make it a point to do this. So in this instance, they're saying Microsoft Security Copilot assessed the code. This Copilot was done as an malware analysis after the fact. Microsoft Security Copilot was not the EDR solution that broke this down. They said Microsoft Defender. That's an endpoint anti-malware solution. So this email got into the inbox of the victim. I would assume that either I don't know if Microsoft Defender checks into email or not. If someone knows in chat, let me know. But what I would assume without further analysis is that the end user tried to run or open that SVG file, at which point Microsoft Defender, doing what anti-malware solutions do, looked at that and then identified it as malicious and then took action to either kill the process or quarantine it or whatever. Oh, here we go. Here's a huge title bar, how the attack was stopped. Let's see if I was right. Oh, by the way, yeah, I don't research or prep for these shows. So Microsoft Defender for Office 365 detected and blocked campaign by relying on patterns. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, these are all best practices. Again, these are a lot of, they say use safe links. Safe links is a Microsoft Exchange Online protection capability. I think other email gateways do this, but basically they rewrite URLs in email. So they go through kind of a sandbox before they get pushed out to end users, which is, you know, good and bad. Okay. Good stuff. All right. So here's the deal. AI, it can be used by bad guys and good guys. And it looks like we put a W in the good guys column here because the AI was used to analyze this and quickly detected it was evil. Let's go.
WestJet notifies American consumers of data breach. WestJet notified U.S. customers of a cybersecurity incident on June 13th, claiming a criminal third party gained unauthorized access to its systems. The airline confirmed that some personal information was obtained, names, contact details, and reservation-related documents, but says no payment card data or passwords were compromised. WestJet says it's engaged experts to investigate and is informing affected individuals, advising vigilance against phishing or social engineering attempts. The airline emphasized that operational safety was never at risk.
Yeah. I mean, this is funny. So, you know, airline company suffers data breach. They want everyone to know that airline safety was never at risk. Yeah, no kidding. Basically, a big data set of all your customers got breached. WestJet isn't impacted at all, frankly. I mean, maybe they're going to have a line item in the Q1 2026 budget for identity theft protection for 1 year for WestJet customers. But, whatever.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So let's see how it happened. WestJet identified suspicious activity on their systems. Okay, this is super vague, but we'll allow it. They began an investigation to determine sophisticated criminal third party. As opposed to a criminal first party, the call was coming from inside the house. Okay. So if I had to guess, this looks like no credit card or debit was done. Okay, so they're probably practicing good PCI compliance. They didn't have the data somewhere. Okay, this is a nothing burger story. If I had to guess, some threat actor got credentials for like an info stealer or from an info stealer or bought them from a access broker and was poking around in there trying to figure out something. Perhaps they did a technical exploitation of like NetScaler or one of these things and got in there, but chances are they just got creds or like brute forced and found a weak account with no MFA and got in there, and then it looked weird. Shout out to WestJet security operations analysts. If there's any in chat, good job, everybody. Detecting suspicious activity in the environment when doing something about it. Like they probably terminated the access, but some data got exfilled. Whatever. This is about as vanilla a story as you're going to get.
Ukrainian cops spoofed in fileless phishing attacks on Kiev. FortiGuard Labs reports that attackers are spoofing Ukraine's national police in a phishing campaign targeting government systems. Emails with malicious SVG attachments trick victims into downloading a password-protected archive that then delivers two payloads: Amatera Stealer, which harvests credentials, browser data, and crypto wallets, and Pure Miner, a stealthy crypto miner. The malware is then deployed directly into memory to evade detection.
All right. So one of the few times we run regulators, and it's not for good reasons.
Regulators, mount up.
All right. So threat actors pretending to be the police, already not a good one. They use malicious scalable vector graphics. Actually, this is the same thing as the SVG file from the first story. So apparently SVG is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
So get your SVGs up in this piece. I honestly, guys, I mean, for what it's worth, I might be so inclined as to just block SVG attachments at the firewall, at the email gateway. Honestly, like SVG, I get it. Like it's a legit file format for graphics packages, but most times you're pushing PNGs, JPEGs, maybe GIFs or GIFs if you're into that scene. I'm not seeing SVGs pushed a lot. Now, if you work at like a publishing company or a newspaper or something like that, sure. But you know what I mean? I'd rather have someone call the help desk and ask why they can't get an SVG file delivered instead of calling the help desk and saying that they can't understand why their computer has got a note on it to tell them they have to pay Bitcoin. All right, so these threat actors are targeting government entities in the Ukraine, pretending to be Ukrainian police. And then they get the victims to click on attachments, which is totally cool. From a threat actor perspective, yeah, SVG for marketing people, sure. I just think like on balance, blocking the SVGs is, you get more. Like right now, there's obviously an uptick in activity. Threat intelligence is suggesting that threat actors are using SVGs more than not lately. Listen, when you're doing your phishing, right, or when threat actors are doing your phishing, there's a couple things to know. One, you can either use a stick, you're going to go to, your account's going to be deleted. Your money's going to disappear. Your package is going to be returned. Stick, scaring you. Or you can use a carrot or honey or delicious craft beer, which would be like, oh, hey, if you click here, you can, first one to respond wins the tickets to the Masters. The next 10 people that do it get a free ticket to Simply CyberCon, whatever. So you got a stick or you got a carrot. Now, if you want to enhance, right? Like this is like a CSI show where the tech people are enhancing graphics. Enhance, you can use authority, which would grant gravitas and make the action more compelling for the victim. As we've seen in the, I think, it's not the Stanford prison experiment, but there's a classic in, let me know in chat. It's like a wicked famous academic research experiment during the 60s, before they actually had like controls around research and researchers could do all sorts of terrible things to humans. The experiment where like the person would be like, go ahead and, shock the person to the point of death. And people kept doing it because a person in authority was telling them to do it. So using authority is very effective, right? So in this instance, they pretend this is the Ukrainian National Police and you must comply. Hey, this is the FBI. Hey, this is the FBI. This is your local police. This is a law firm, whatever. Click, do this other thing here. All right. So definitely a good combination. In this instance, they are targeting Ukrainian governments. So, I mean, whatever. Like, I don't know. We do Worldwide Wednesday on Wednesday. I don't remember any Ukrainians in here. So this is more of a, not research, but more interesting than there is actionable intel. Legrot, influencer power move using gravitas. All right. So this particular SVG embedded file had embedded HTML code, which redirected victims to a download site. That's interesting. Like the dude in Big Lebowski. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. So honestly, I don't think it was HTML. I hate to be such a peckerhead, but I don't think this is the HTML code. I think it's JavaScript that redirected it. Maybe it was in HTML, but no, I don't think it's the Migram experiments. Hold on. Academic research, shocking people in other room. Okay, I guess it's the Migram experiment. I never heard it called that before. But yes, thank you, Phil Stafford. Obedience to authority. Dude, the 60s were a wild time, and I wasn't around then. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old. The 60s were wild. Like nowadays, academic research has what they call IRBs, or institutional review boards, which have the people's best interest who are subjects in the experiment. But in the 60s and 70s, they didn't have that. Go look at MK Ultra. Go look at the man, like the like all of that stuff, dude. It was wild. You could just do like crazy stuff, and it was like socially acceptable. All right, getting back here. TLDR, avoid your SVGs. Avoid your SVGs. It doesn't matter who the email is coming from. I got news for you. Official correspondence from like law firms and law enforcement, they typically don't email you or text you.
Harrods suffers new breach, exposing 430,000 customer records. UK retail giant Harrods disclosed a new data breach affecting 430,000 customers after attackers compromised a third-party supplier. The exposed records include names, contact details, and some marketing or loyalty-related tags, but not passwords, payment info, or order histories. The breach is apparently unrelated to a May attack linked to Scattered Spider and Dragon Force ransomware. Harrods has informed affected customers and authorities, warning them to watch for phishing, and confirmed that the threat actor unsuccessfully attempted to engage in extortion.
All right. Hey, all you UK folks out there. I think Harrods is retail. Dude, attacking UK retail is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
I mean, honestly, dudes, there's a lot of there's a surge of UK-based 18 to 22-year-old male hackers going on right now. So I'm not saying that because of that they're attacking this, but attack what you know, right? It's familiar. It's in their backyard. Now, Harrods lost 430,000 records of sensitive e-commerce customer information, i.e. our information. If you online shop at Harrods.com, your data's probably got. The third-party supplier was compromised. Welcome to the party supply chain risk. Who knows? We don't know which third party. This is one of those ones that I'd like to point out really quickly is that third-party risk is a big deal, and it sucks because Harrods could have done all the things right, all the GRC things, right? And because some third party that they use for whatever reason, could be their hosting provider, it could be some data analytics company, whatever. Because of that and their, poor security, Harrods gets to be in the front page of the news, right? It doesn't say third-party company's name suffers new data breach affecting clients like Harrods. Harrods gets to wear the scarlet letter there. I do like that Harrods was attempted to be extorted, and they basically said no. I.e., they said that the unsuccessful extortion attempts, basically the threat actor got their data and said, we'll sell it back to you, and Harrods told them to take a hike. Yeah, see, here we go. Despite the data exposure, Harrods underlined that the leaked data doesn't include passwords, payment information, order histories, and is limited to personal identifiers. Yeah, like your name and email address and stuff like that. Honestly, guys, this is it happens often enough. Okay, the WestJet story just happened. This is the exact same. This is basically the same story, different day. At your organization, it's probably a best practice if you do a tabletop exercise to just walk through, hey, all of our customer data has been compromised. What do we want to do about it? Right? It happens often enough that there's a higher likelihood that you have this situation happen. So why not work through it, talk through how you would handle it, document it, and, move on. All right, let's cook.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Nudge Security. AI tools have spread to every corner of your tech stack, which is great for innovation, but not so great for data governance. That's where Nudge Security comes in. Nudge discovers shadow AI across your org, chatbots, MCP integrations, AI in the supply chain, and more. And Nudge delivers guardrails to employees to help you stop data leakage before it even starts. The best part? You have a full inventory of AI assets on day one of your free trial, even those introduced before you start using Nudge. No time machine required. Gain visibility and control of AI use. Get started at nudgesecurity.com/GenAI.
All right, let's try a new one. Again, if you're new here, you don't know any better about the mid-roll song, and if you're a regular, we had to put the Simple Minds on ice due to not just a copyright strike, but it was like YouTube started blocking it, so you couldn't watch on replay. So let's do this one. This song's on an upcoming Midnight album that's going to be released October 3rd. So I don't think the copyright will happen.
Tile tags said to be exploited by tech-savvy stalkers. Researchers at Georgia Tech said the company Tile's tracking tags leak unencrypted data that could let Tile, or anyone else, track users' movements. Each tag broadcasts a static MAC address and unique ID that can be intercepted, while anti-stalking protections are easily bypassed if anti-theft mode is enabled. The flaws also let attackers replay broadcasts to falsely implicate somebody in stalking. Tile's parent company, Life360, was notified last year, but has not addressed the issues publicly.
All right. I mean, this is fun. First of all, shout out to Georgia Tech. They're doing great research at Georgia Tech. Georgia's like kind of a quiet cybersecurity powerhouse. They've got, I mean, Augusta, Georgia's like a cyber hub. Georgia Tech is up there. It's not called Fort Gordon anymore. They changed the name to something else, but like there's a situation going on up there. And they did some research. Now, tiles have been around for a long time. I think I actually have some somewhere around here, whatever. I never really use them, but tiles have been around for a wicked long time. And essentially the idea is that it's like an Apple AirTag before Apple AirTags were cool. You stick them on something, your car keys, your purse, your Steam Deck. And if you lose it, you're not that, jackwagon who's like digging through the couch cushions or wondering where's my stuff. You just go on your app and the tile tag notifies you where it is. Now, this is super convenient, but obviously because it has a, they've renamed it back to Fort Gordon. Okay. Because this thing's broadcasting a location of something, obviously threat actors can't, or researchers in this case, but they can identify that location, right? So they can find something. So basically the position of the tile is not exclusively accessible by the correct individuals. So this would be like a confidentiality problem. Also, again, let's go to our classic CIA security objectives. Get your security plus out here, everybody. They also mentioned that you're able to inject data to make it look like somebody is following the tag or stalking the tag. Now, I didn't understand all that, but that would be an integrity issue, right? Where you've compromised the data to make it appear that something's happened that has not happened. So it's interesting. They're saying that the data is not encrypted that's being broadcast by the tile tag. This is the root of the problem. If data is not encrypted, that means you can use something like Wireshark with a network adapter that's configured to listen in monitor mode to see the data. And then obviously you can, it's not trivial to manipulate the data, but it can be done. Yeah, I mean, essentially you would just be like spoofing the tile itself and then sending modified data to the device. You're not actually disrupting the data in the tile itself. Life360, the company that owns this, was made aware of this, and they over a year ago, and they haven't fixed the bug. I don't expect them to fix the bug. Okay, think about this. These tiles are all the way out there. If you were to encrypt the data, then the tiles themselves would have to have a key on them, right? Or a public key. And then the private key of wherever these things are being broadcast to. Like the PKI infrastructure of this thing would be difficult to manage, which is why I guess Life360 has decided not to do anything about it. I also want to point out, I believe that you would have to like physically be in the proximity of the tile tag. This isn't something you can manipulate remotely, unless they're able to attack like the cloud server where this data is being pulled to, but I'm not sure. This is behind a paywall, so I can't really access all of it. But again, I guess the TLDR is you shouldn't be putting this on anything sensitive anyways. Like, I wouldn't put a tile on my kid to track them. Secondly, hold on. My brain just like rebooted. The other thing I would point out here is, if you're looking to like, do a portfolio or, get some research published and everything, like look at these, like, these kind of tracker things. Like there's great opportunity there. IoT devices, these little convenience devices, these type of things. There's probably a company that makes a tile knockoff or competitor to tile that you could buy a couple things and just hack on. And then look at this, these researchers are on the front page of Wired. That's a major news publication. So you could definitely get this done. Yeah. BSEC saying that these tiles are Bluetooth proximity. Yeah. Proximity is key, whether it's NFC, Bluetooth, whatever. It's PAN, personal area network, which means you have to physically be around it.
Security flaws take down popular call recording app Neon. The call recording app Neon was taken offline last week after TechCrunch discovered a flaw that let any logged-in user access other people's phone numbers, transcripts, and audio files. Developer Alex Kiem confirmed the shutdown, saying that the service will relaunch in 1 to 2 weeks after fixing the issue and completing a security audit. Neon was launched back in July and pays users up to $30 per day for sharing call recordings with AI companies.
Oh my God. Okay. So I thought this was an app that you would use for yourself. Like say you're going to have an important phone call and you want to record it. That's not the case. This app is literally, they're harvesting your phone calls. So for $30 a day, all your phone calls belong to them. That is wild. This app was probably vibe coded. The fact that, it sounds like an IDOR type attack is here. Maybe a SQL injection. I don't know. The fact that you could access anything in the backend database is gross. I will say shout out to Neon, the developers, for pulling this thing down and getting it fixed. I would imagine, if I had to guess, guys, this company is VC funded, so they can burn money, and that like taking it down for 2 weeks isn't a big deal. Let me look at this. Neon app voice recording, Crunchbase. Phil Stafford knows where I'm going here. Let's see. Yes, I'm a real human. Come on, Cloudflare. Bruh. Jesus, come on. All right, let's take a sniff around here. The heat score. They have a heat score. They're so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Okay, last round of funding, September 2014. Ugh. How is this company funded in December 2014? Like AI and all this other stuff was like not hot until like 2023. I don't know. This might not be the same. This may not be the same company. Anyways, Neon Mobile's permanently closed. Okay, hold on one second. Neon apps. This is what we're talking about. Now we're talking. Okay, here we go. For profit, definitely. I don't even know does anyone know what extension +90 is? Is that Ukraine? All right. Okay, whatever. Sorry, guys. Sorry I'm making you do this right now. Oh, they're in Turkey. All right. So I would imagine it doesn't look like they're VC funded, but the fact that they are pulling down their app for 2 weeks is crazy. But good for them. It's the right thing to do. Other businesses, less discerning businesses, might just continue to operate and be like, YOLO. If you don't want to do your $30, don't worry about it. I do want to tell you, like, I appreciate that they're paying people for their phone calls. $30 seems awfully cheap. Would you listen? I guess here's a poll for the audience, and don't take the high road. Be honest. Answer yourself. Would you sell all your phone calls for $30 a day? I'm curious. I wouldn't do it. Okay. Now everybody's got their own financial situation and whatnot. Charles Finfrock has talked long about selling data. Like, data brokers make so much money off of our data. If they gave a piece of it to you, would you sell your data? A lot of people would, since the data is already out there. This one's different, dude. My phone calls. So like, I don't know, maybe a phone call with my doctor, a phone call with my best friend from college, a phone call with my cousin. Like some of them are innocuous, right? What about the phone calls you make at 2:30 in the morning when you get home from the bar and you got that number, right? And you make a phone call and you're like, right? Like, there you go. I don't know. $30 a day doesn't seem good. Hold on. What do we got here? Okay. Mrs. is texting me. 1 second. All right. So anyways, good job, Neon.
National cyber authorities launch OT security guidance. Cybersecurity agencies from 7 countries, including the US, the UK, Australia, Germany, and the Netherlands, have released new operational technology security guidance. The framework outlines 5 principles: maintaining a definitive record of OT assets, implementing an information security program, classifying assets by risk, documenting system connectivity, and assessing third-party risks. Officials warn that OT compromises can disrupt critical infrastructure such as energy, water, and manufacturing. The document follows last month's release of the first unified OT security taxonomy.
Yeah, baby. OT for the win. All right, guys. Hey, OT, you know what? As much as GRC has had its day in the sun, OT ICS is really coming on hot. All right. You got your Joe Marshalls of the world, your Mike Holcombs of the world, your Don Weber, Tom Van Normans of the world. OT ICS, make way. They're coming to the front of the line here. So OT, operational technology, this is typically like oil and gas or, cyber physical systems. Maybe you work at a uranium enrichment plant. They're using some OT up in there. Kind of a niche area in our industry, but they are getting some love. Basically, there's a taxonomy or best practice security guidance for OT systems. It's good. I will tell you, I don't really have any more information about this. I will say, listen to this. Two best practices. One, if you work in a business or that has OT and you're somehow responsible for OT and you really don't know what you're doing, this is awesome. This is like number one, like go grab this. Okay. Create and maintain your own cybersecurity program around with these 5 principles. It's a start. Okay. It's not the best, but it is a start. Number 2, and I love this. I'm so happy that I can share this with you guys. Mike Holcomb, the dude who's the B-Sides Greenville director, wonderful human being. He has these resources. This is his YouTube page. This is Mike right here. Okay. Oh my God, Mike. Okay. But wait for it. Go to playlists. And this guy right here has what is undeniably bomb resources. This is a playlist on getting started in ICSOT. Like it's probably 200 hours of education. I'm sorry, it's 20 hours across 11 videos. I thought each video was 20 hours. Dude, would you like a free education or would you like to pay for education? This is a guy who knows what's up. Do this playlist and you will be in a much, much better place to deliver cybersecurity for ICSOT. In fact, I would argue if you went through this course and then tried to go to apply for a job for ICSOT cybersecurity, you would definitely have a lot of interesting things to talk about in that interview. I'm going to drop this playlist. This is like such a resource. I mean, this is part of the reason this guy was Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week 2 weeks ago. I would love to go through this and make content around it. Look for 2026. There's going to be a lot more produced videos 2026 coming to the channel. Once I can breathe.
AI malware masquerades as AI to infiltrate global orgs.
I don't know what this is.
Trend Micro researchers are tracking a global malware campaign dubbed EvilAI, where attackers disguise Trojans as legitimate productivity or AI tools. Apps like AppSuite, Epi Browser, and PDF Editor are being used to infiltrate sectors including government, healthcare, and manufacturing across the US, Europe, Brazil, India, and beyond. The malware uses stolen or disposable code signing certificates, professional interfaces, and fake vendor sites to avoid detection. Then it exfiltrates browser data, maintains encrypted C2 connections, and stages systems for further payloads. It does seem like we've never had more cybersecurity features than we do today.
All right, hold on one second. Sorry, I'm multitasking. All right. EvilAI malware exploiting AI generated code. It's AI on AI action. It's so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Shall we play a game?
Oh my God, Phil Stafford, pants off. This is like if you're into AI, the stakes just got high. All right, so social engineering campaign, which is humans attacking humans. Exploiting the human element, not technical elements. Let's see what it does. So the malware looks like a legit app to bypass security, whatever. Disguises itself as a productivity tool, professional looking interface, yada, yada, yada. It was probably vibe coded. Who cares? And it's got C2 capability, AES encrypted channels, etc., whatever. Hold on one second. I'm trying to figure out how this is special. They're treating this thing like it's the second coming of Jesus, and it's it doesn't seem okay. All right, so here's what it looks like. This is a piece of malware. Okay, to me, this is nothing special. This is a piece of malware that looks like one app. This is called a Trojan. It's a style of malware that's been around for years. It looks like a productivity app. You download it, you install it. It says, "Are you sure you want to install this app?" You say yes. It's malware. You basically Plaxico Burress yourself. You shoot yourself in the leg effectively. You install this malware on your own box, and it's feature rich. I do want to point out, usually really robust feature rich malware is written by more sophisticated threat actors. Doesn't have to be, but I'd like to think that more brittle, less feature rich malware is written by less sophisticated developers. This one, I don't know if AI helped him or whatever, but this one's got C2, persistence mechanisms, info stealing capabilities, the ability to hide on the endpoint, et cetera, et cetera. So I could see that, this has been one of the main fears that we've known for a few years, is that AI is going to lower the barrier to entry for threat actors. So you'll get less skilled threat actors able to write more sophisticated malware. Not really great, obviously, but that's the deal. Global critical sectors, they're targeting a few different countries. But I mean, dude, when you send out a phishing email to 10,000 people, chances are they're not all in Goose Creek, South Carolina, right? They're probably in many, many places. So a lot of attacks are global by nature. I don't know. This is bad. This isn't good. But I feel like this is kind of packaged to make it look like this is breaking news, and they're cutting into your normal scheduled program to notify you of this. By the way, also this story is 2 weeks old. That's kind of dookie. All right. I'm just crapping on things as I leave. All right. Best Matthew McConaughey impression wins. Guys, we are done with the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief, but we're not done with the show. Oh my God. Do you think the value train gets off here? Absolutely not. We're pushing through. Eric Taylor just pushed the clutch down and jammed it into fourth gear. We're hitting the highway, top off, screaming money ain't a thing. Stay tuned. Eric Taylor's coming up to do Jawjacking. Jawjacking is a 30-minute AMA show where you give questions, he gets answers. It's all about good times. Now, as I peek over this banner here, let me peek over it. I hope you had a great show. I'm off to the Citadel to teach the cadets, but I'll leave you in the capable hands. I hope you got value. Come back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Bring a friend. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What is going on, everybody? It looks like all my audio is working as expected. So if you don't know, my name is Eric Taylor. I'm with Barricade Cyber, and it's my honor and privilege to be here today to answer your questions. So if you have any questions for me, definitely put it into the chat, put a Q colon mark, and put your question in there so that way I can easily find it and try to answer it. Yep. You know what? It's been a while since we did this. Let me do this. I broke it out on the podcast yesterday. Because those who know, I've got a weird janky setup. So I've got to actually do it this way. So we'll do this. We'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. Share. And it's not. Oh, there. There we go. Yeah, I have. Just eating better. You know, definitely cutting out the fast food, definitely doing the calorie deficit thing, and just trying to be a healthier version of me. ET phone home. Do you guys know that we actually, Barricade Cyber actually has a podcast now? Like an official podcast? It's kind of crazy. Let me get that up. I think we shared it. Question for me, what's that little elf door behind the background? That's just a regular door. Steve Young, will you be posting the Fortify 365 Series 4 video from last week? I think Kimberly is working on the edits for that right now. Typically, I believe we record 1 week and then we post it out the week after, I believe, is her format. That's one of those things I kind of went hands off on. It's like, okay, I'll just record it and let some other people kind of take care of some stuff. But I do believe that is her her workflow. From Cyber Cadet, how beneficial are master degrees in cybersecurity? Me personally, I don't think that they're beneficial. However, that is me and my personal opinion. There are a lot of companies that are out there that want a master's degree to be in a senior leadership of management. So to properly answer your question, I would say, okay, what type of security do you want to get your master's in? Or what focus do you want to be in cyber, I should state? Start looking at companies in that space. Are you wanting to do AI cyber? Are you want to do forensics? Are you wanting to do, compliancy, the whole GRC thing? Like, what area are you looking to specialize inside of cyber? And start looking at those companies. Look at some of the biggest companies that are out there and look at some of the smaller companies. And figure out what they have been requiring in the past. That will be your litmus test. Me personally, again, we are a very small firm. We got 5 or less people. Trying to grow, but we're still very small. So a master's degree, while kudos to you, I'm super happy you've got one, but it doesn't really bring a whole lot of value to our organization right now. If we were bigger, 20, 30 team members, I could see where that could be a potential value, because we've reached a certain size and we're trying to potentially attract a different caliber of client. Maybe going upstream to the larger ones. And a master's may help pad the company resume to help attract those type of that type of client base. So, yeah. You dropped one in chat. Hold on. I haven't seen it yet, Jerry. Maybe you're talking about mod chat. I'll check that in a second. From Travis, I like your take on the podcast yesterday about Microsoft Authenticator not being MFA. What do you recommend your clients running a Microsoft shop? Again, like I said on the podcast yesterday, using an external one, use Cisco Duo, use Authy, use something else. The MFA is multi-factor, using an external source for your multiple factors, not being all in the same ecosystem. So I'm not going to understand what we do and what we use, but it's the same setup we have. Let me check mod chat real quick. Where did my Discord? I hate Discord. Not seeing those. I'm gonna have to do a search. All right, from Keishan InfoSec question: recommended DFIR tool set. That's like saying what kind of car is the best. Everybody's got their own preferences. I mean, a lot of people like X-Ways, Autopsy, Magnet, Axiom Cyber, Time Sketch, just using old school Timeline Explorer from Eric Zimmerman from after you parse the Plazo files. I mean, there's so many different flavors and ways of doing things that you honestly have to go through those tool sets to find out what works best for you. But I named a couple of them for you to go check out. From WiredDogSec, have you seen a spike in AI-assisted attacks in your end? I've seen AI ML being used in ransomware, yep. Malware development, yep. Social engineering, yep, etc. per news sources. Yeah, we're seeing it. It's not overly advanced. I think where a lot of it, once the threat actor pretty much gets inside the environment, the TTPs are pretty much all still the same. But I do think a lot of the AI is being used to help craft payloads for that initial access. So like the Sonic Wall vulnerability, that could have been an AI power or payload crafted by AI. Pure speculation, but yeah, once the threat actors are inside, it's pretty much the same story as every other day. Let me just start these real quick. And I don't have a lot of time today. I do have a class today that I got to get to. From Cyber Risk Witch, what about an MBA? Would that bring more value in a Cyber Masters? Cyber Risk Witch, I don't know many people that are looking for cyber people to have an MBA. But again, I live in a very small bubble in that situation. I would, again, like I recommended a minute ago, I would start looking at the companies that you find as dream companies. Like, man, it'd be really, really cool if I go work for these 3 or 5 companies and start looking at what their requirements are. And that will help you gauge what you need to get in there. Again, I know it's not a direct yes or no, but you got to know your landscape. You got to know who you're dealing with and what you're going after to be able to be most effective and be beneficial. Because I don't want to give you the wrong advice. All right, I don't want to say, masters, blah. Well, like I said before, my business is small. It doesn't weigh a lot for us. Well, it's cool to have, yeah, but it's not like we can, we're not going to get much value out of that, all right? But other companies may. So you got to look at your target workplace that you're going to go try to hang your hat on. Whether it be Microsoft or Red Canary or Kroll or Cybereason or name company here, and look at what they're putting out there and what they've been requiring. And LinkedIn is a good source for that. And I know it's not a direct answer. Sorry for that, but it really is all about you doing your own homework to see what's required. Taiwan Gong, with everybody getting degrees from WGU, I feel pressure to go back to school, but I just don't have the motivation. Thoughts? As much as you're going to hate me saying this, if you ain't got the motivation, there's no point in going. You're just going to drop out. Maybe signs of burnout or something, and I don't know. What are your thoughts on AI agents being used in the SOC? Do you think this will become the norm? I've seen some MSSPs and MDR vendors implementing this more and more. Yep, so it is going to be the norm. This is going to go very much back to the trust but verify aspect. So if you can have an AI bot combing through data faster than a human to process that data, at least that first layer of TTP and potential detection, then yeah, that's exactly what's going to end up happening. So, I mean, it sucks for the job force. And I personally believe it's going to make things harder for people to get inside of the cyber space, right? Because if you're removing the entry-level jobs where people are cutting their teeth and learning to AI, where they're going to get their entry-level training, you're removing several hurdles. Now, I'm not saying don't do AI, but I'm just saying I think it's going to be even harder for people to get into entry-level jobs because of it. And it makes me worry about the space. It really does. Let me refresh. I do need to log into another window here in a second. I'll just talk about AI. I'm actually taking a SANS AI class today. Oh, I missed one. Question. I'm an engineer at an MSP. Any tips to get into OSINT? Michael Kahn, I believe that's his name. But so he just put out a course for Simply Cyber. I would definitely go check that out. He's one of the industry titans of this OSINT space. Let me just look this up. Simply Cyber, and I know you can't see what I'm typing. It's on a different window, and I'm not sharing my screen right now. Course, GRC, military to cybersecurity. Here, let me share my screen now. So over at academy.simplycyber.io, breaking into GRC. I guess let me just do a Control F. Yep. Yeah. Michelle, sorry. I'm always butchering his name, and I feel so bad. I'll put this in the chat. While it is for pen testers, it will give you a lot of insight. Corporate OSINT reporting and documentation for OSINT for phishing, external, physical, blah, blah, blah. But it'll give you a lot of stuff will apply to you helping your secure your clients and do things of that nature. So hopefully that's of help. All right, well, that window is down. I do think I'm supposed to be getting into my classroom here in a few minutes. I'm just trying to log into that portal real quick. If anybody has any last minute questions, yep, the FOR 563 Applied AI for Digital Forensics and Incident Response. I am very, very much looking forward to this class. This is the one that I'm taking. And unfortunately, it's an alpha. I got added So I feel very, very lucky, very, very special to be able to get in on that. Oh, hey, you got one here. I'm new to cyber, but I'm interested most in starting a career as a pen tester after I graduate. Do you recommend a portfolio? And if so, how should I approach it? You know what? It's been a while since I built out my portfolio for penetration testing and stuff, because a lot of times most people don't want to talk about it. I would honestly say talk to Tyler. Come back on Thursday, talk to Tyler, ask him that. Maybe even go over to Discord and post it as a question. That way you and ping him, say, hey, on Thursday, can you go in depth on this topic? And he'll do it. And he's in it every day. So any of the latest and greatest items, tips, techniques to help you in that, he's going to have that late breaking information. I'm trying to find. Oh, that's why I didn't see it. Because he used a period, not a colon. Darn, Jerry. Are you seeing any SVG malware uptick? I have not seen it in any of our cases to date, but we are seeing a lot of conversations about it. I do have a site that will be launching soon about emoji steganography, where people are hiding, or at least a proof of concept of how to hide payloads inside of an emoji. So stay tuned for that mess. I registered the domain yesterday, typing up all the stuff on it, and we'll get that launched out soon. What's everybody talk about in chat? Oh yeah, that's a good point, Phil. Ask Daniel Lowry as well. Absolutely. Oh, that is very cool, Phil. CompTIA is coming out with the AI Sec Plus for those who don't have SANS money. SANS is crazy. I'm not going to lie. One second. Just needed to post something over to the mods. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going, the questions are kind of low today. And like I said, I do have a class to get over to. He put a period, not a colon. Sounds like me writing. Yeah, especially with me with PowerShell. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate it. Y'all will, hopefully everybody will have an awesome day. For those who are here, we are going to go see if it's still here. Yep. So we'll do sea shanty and we'll do the closeout for Dr. Gerald Auger. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the questions. This has been great. A lot of AI conversations and concerns. I was going to say something, but thought better of it. But I will be back again next Tuesday for some more jawjacking. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves and be curious. Peace out.
There once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same, a criminal, then found their fame by taking that data to go.
Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your account and go.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.